of the report, how do you expect Rotarians to act upon it? Hello folks, so today is January 23rd, 2020, and I just arrived here at New World Hotel Makati, and I'm here for Vice President Leni Robredo's speaking engagement, so let's check it out.
Leni Robredo.
My very short 18-day stint at ICAD. The same power that comes from transformative action moves me. I knew that my time would be short, and I was only being given a very small window to introduce change. So I immediately buckled down to work the very day I was appointed, talked to as many experts, government agencies, and advocacy groups as possible, to be able to come up with an evidence-based, data-driven plan of action that will amend and supplement the current setup. The result was a 40-page report with a long list of recommendations to correct what is wrong with the current anti-drug campaign. I brought a copy here with me for your reference later on. If you scan through it, you will notice that there are 168 footnotes, all showing that the data that we used all came from government agencies. We made sure to do that because we knew that the integrity of the report will be put to question. I never regretted accepting the ICAD appointment. I believed then, that as I do now, that if we planted just a little seed of hope, just some sense that the war against drugs can be done better, some way to ensure that both our people and our institutions are protected from abuses, then all the sacrifices are worth it. When I reported my findings to the public, several agencies welcomed my recommendations as a fresh take on the fight against illegal drugs. In fact, some officials agreed that there is a need to establish scientific baselines and achievable objectives. It is our hope that through these recommendations, senseless killings will stop, drug supply will be constricted, and a more balanced approach will be taken in the campaign against illegal drugs. Despite my removal as ICAD co-chair, I vow that I will do everything I can to still help in the fight against illegal drugs. In fact, we are now working with several partners from civil society as we continue to push for a more effective community-based rehabilitation and reintegration program based on our documented best practices. We need to do everything we can to uplift the lives of our people. We owe it to the families who have lost so many of their innocent loved ones in senseless bloodshed and violence. We owe it to those who are struggling to rebuild their lives, hoping that they can have a second chance. We are doing this because we must choose to do the right thing, even if it is the difficult choice. In the past 3.5 years, We learn that the more we give of ourselves for the last, the least, and the lost, with no thought of return, the more we gain. That when we heed the Rotarian call to serve and help our fellow Filipinos, that is where we truly find purpose and success. So to all the Rotarians here today, we hope that you will join us in our journey to uplift the lives of the Filipino people. They deserve our very best. Thank you very much. Mabuhay po kayong lahat.
Leni, Madam Vice President, through your office is donating 100,000 pesos to assist the Rotary Club soldiers of Taal.
From Rotary Club, since you gave us copies of the report,
Yes.
how do you expect Rotarians to act upon it? And how do you think are we best going to be able to communicate yung 1% po sa grassroots level, since there's a widespread perception that the war on drugs has been somewhat effective?
Kasi I think the Rotary clubs would be very helpful in strengthening the rehabilitation and reintegration process of curtailing drug addiction. Ito yung pinakamahalagang proseso na pwedeng pagtulungan ng mga, hindi lang ng pamahalaan, pero ng civil society, saka ng private organizations. Yung sa akin, pag binasa nyo yung report, makikita nyo na there is nothing political about it. Yung lahat na recommendations nakabase sa masusing pag-aaral. Lahat na recommendations are based on facts. So, maraming entry points ang Rotary. Maraming entry points na pwedeng pagsaluhan. In fact, that is what I am promoting now. Collaboration between government and the private sector in making sure na hindi lang yung rehabilitation sa reintegration process, but even the prevention stage. Kasi mahirap na pinagtutuunan ng pansin yung law enforcement. Yung law enforcement, let's leave it to the government agencies. Pero yung advocating for stronger community-based rehabilitation, that's where we can partner.
Thank you. So there you have it, folks. The speaking engagement of Vice President Leni Robredo, and I was able to ask her a question after, so that was really awesome.